guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the day when I show you how I made the body painting or look to go with this glitter mask that I made in part 1 500 years ago. And first of all, I made these foam clay shroom pieces. They're not really that perfect, but you can use any kind of like foam clay and roll it into ball, flatten it out and cut it half and place them to dry some sort of round surface like glue bottle. I glued the shrooms onto my skin with Procade. Normally with Procade you would need to apply it onto your piece and then onto your skin and let them dry and then stick them on. These were so lightweight and I knew that I will be covering them with liquid latex, so I only applied the glue on the shroom side. Here's a clip where I actually pour the whole bottle of Procade into table. Nothing ever surprises me anymore, so let's just stay calm. Okay. And basically I did pour the Procade into my phone. I have table where it's like glass on top of it, so it poured inside of the glass and on the floor. And Procade is really hard to get out, so applauses for that. At the first clip what I was doing is actually using the purple glue that you use to glue paper pieces together, and I do glue my eyebrows with that glue. I did glue my whole upper body with the glue because I am allergic to liquid latex, so I wanted to test out am I gonna get so big reaction if I have some sort of surface underneath my skin. And I don't think I got like that much of a allergic reaction, but I think I did get some allergic reaction, but probably not as big one. Worth to test, so that's why I was purple in some point. And after I had placed the shrooms into my body, I take the cotton, like not the cotton rounds, but just the cotton that you can pick in a plastic bag, and use liquid latex around the shroom area and start placing the cottons around the shroom areas. And we wanna kind of like fade away all the edges of the shroom pieces that I made and also create texture on the body, since their skin is like textured, a lot of textured. So just applying them somehow, mainly on the roots and then just kind of like between on all the shroom pieces and just kind of like everywhere where I want them. And you need to top it off with the liquid latex also, like the cottons, so kind of like cover them and also cover the shrooms with the liquid latex. So basically place the liquid latex like all the areas then to cover up the shrooms too, because they are the foam, so you need to have kind of like united kind of like texture going on your skin and on the foam clay, so you get the paintings go like same, it looks same throughout then the whole body. On this arm piece I did apply it fully with the cotton, like between all the shrooms, so basically covering it and making it textured, since they were kind of close together, so I'm just applying them like throughout the whole arm. For the face, I didn't really want to use liquid latex straight up because I will get pimples and the area will be red, like red stripe around the place where the liquid latex is. And I do sometimes use it even though I'm allergic, because I'm not like that badly allergic, like I can cover it with makeup if I use liquid latex, but I always don't want to have red and pimply face couple of days, so I will be using this 3D gel from Mehron on my face area. And when it comes to the shrooms, I will be also applying the shrooms on my face with the Procade. Also, I did put on the mask to test out where I will be applying this, so I don't apply them too high. So always mark the placement where you need, so you don't need to do extra things. But anyways, the 3D gel is basically a block of jello. You can get it straight up in a bottle that you heat up and it comes liquid. I have never used those. I actually have it at home, and the one that I normally use is this kind of block of jello of the 3D gel. It is like kind of like hard, like jello kind of, and you put it on a, like in my case, I put it in plastic bag, and then I chop and cut pieces with scissors out of that, and then put it in a like hot water, like just drop the bag in hot water and let it just get liquidy, and then cut a hole into the plastic bag and start pouring it onto my face. So I basically applied the 3D gel then on my face and on all over the body to get more of like chunks of texture onto my skin in all of the areas. When the 3D gel cools down, it will come hard again. So basically then it will come hard to pour, but when it's cooling down, it is kind of cool when you will start getting this huge chunk of the 3D gel, but they still stick on your body, so you will get this kind of like disgusting looking pimple like things onto your face and body where you apply them. So depending on what purpose you use it, it is really cool. But remember, when you put it or drop the bag on under hot water, or you heat the bottle in a microwave, that the liquid will be really hot and it will be really liquidy. So just test it on your hand so you don't burn yourself. And also when it's really liquidy, it will like droop out from your face. So just wait until it's usable. After the 3D gel, I did apply liquid latex throughout the whole piece to get like same kind of surface throughout all the body and also on the face. And I do cover my 3D gels most of the time with liquid latex. You basically don't need to do that if you are going to paint with alcohol activated paints or cream based paints on top of the 3D gel. Though like the 3D gel, if you open your mouth a lot, it will start peeling out. So if you are gonna go to party and you will be drinking, talking, I think you should apply some Prosade maybe underneath to hold on the 3D gel. I do apply the latex all over because I wanted to add texture and skin-like layering on top of the gel, so it's like same all throughout the whole thing. So if you sweat a lot, also the latex will help so the gel doesn't soften, and it will help it kind of like hold on the places, especially on the like mouth area if you apply the liquid latex a bit on top of also on your skin. So it kind of helps it to hold on those places. You still shouldn't apply the latex too much on top of the 3D gel since the latex kind of shrinks when it dries. Painting this character took me, I don't know, I think 10 hours, or making the whole thing. Like I wanted to make it perfect, and it was kind of tough to make it look like what I wanted. And actually, if you have seen the photo, when I have it, the coloration looks totally different than what it will look when I make it, and I was actually happy with how it looked at the end. But I did kind of like layer things on top of each other like all time, and then covered it and painted it again to be like really happy with the last results. And in the photo, when I then took at them, I think I had this orange or somewhat reddish light, the other one of my lights. So basically the whole chest piece looks the exact same colored, a bit pinky, reddish and purpley. Even though if you see now the last result, it's actually like shifts the color like on the left side is different colored than the right side, and I tried to make it like that. Basically, what I did use actually to cover this whole thing is I used the Covercream from Cremas, just my skin colored one. I wanted to apply like a bit more darker on my right side, so I did apply also these NYX. They used to have these kind of like foundation mixer set, so I did use this brown one on the other side to make it a bit more like deeper colored the other side. So I did use that one. And I did also use the Crayolan's cream color circle for making black eyes, and there was kind of great these kind of yellowish brown and purple shades, and also Cremas cream makeup black one. So I did use those ones mainly to make the base coloration for the chest area, and just use it like foundation brush to pat on first the kind of like the same like skin color area on everywhere. And when you work with latex, if you don't cover your latex surfaces with maybe like brocade, it might be harder to paint it, and especially you cannot use on top of latex really like eyeshadows. They don't really stick, so basically if you would apply whole this area with brocade, you could be using eyeshadows too. Well, that's how I feel. But yeah, I will be using just like cream colors, and on top of everything then I will be using also Skin Illustrators on ZFX palette, Necromania and the Flesh Tone palette, the same ones that I used when I made my mask. And the alcohol activated paints are great on top of liquid latex surfaces, same as cream colors, so I will be using those ones. And so I tried to make the right side of my body with more purple and a bit more like darker purple to go with, or into blue and a greenish. And then I applied the shoulder or the shroom parts. I wanted them to be orange, and they turn into like yellow, and the root is kind of like dark bluish green. So that is what I tried to do. And also to kind of like make the textures show more, I tried to apply shadows under all of those kind of pimples, or all the things that were higher up. I tried to apply shadow underneath and create kind of more textured look. And also on all of kind of the highest points, I always went with the alcohol activated paint, the white or the lightest skin color, and just applied that to the highest point to kind of make them like pop out more. And yeah, this took me a really long time to get the coloration that I like it. And then the photo is like, I don't like the coloration in the photo. And since I was making this for so long, I just wanted to get rid of it basically when I was done. So yeah, that's why I don't really have much videos of this. So on the right side I tried to apply more purple, orange colors and more like reddish, but then I was like, I'm not happy how it turned out, so I did cover it all back again with the skin colored cream color and painted it again with the purples and reds. I think the first one was good anyways, like I should have just fixed like some of the ugly shadings or like do something about it still, but like I would have not need to cover it because eventually it all will look the same in the photo. So yeah, here's just videos of me struggling to paint it. And here is again the right side now done, and it almost looked the same as it would have looked before. But yeah, then on the left hand I painted the shrooms, everything between the shrooms with the blue and the green. And I will be using the alcohol activated paints to do that. I had a huge struggle to get the shrooms look like they would be glowing. I think it would have been better to make them with the eyeshadows, like last we apply eyeshadow to kind of like use eyeshadow on the edges to make them more like cool, like blended, to bring that kind of like glowiness, but the eyeshadows don't stick on it so well, so I only used the alcohol activated paints on that, and they didn't turn out that cool. top of these all, when I was kind of like done, I thought that I would need more purple and like darker, like black shade, a little bit to shade still like the darkest part or the shadows. So I did use the black eye cream paint and this fluffier brush just to blend out like the darker shadows and to bring out more like purple shade. Don't know was it right decision. And then I went back with the alcohol activated paint, the light shade, and just tried to kind of like brighten it up a bit more to make them all pop out more. And when I was kind of happy with the body, I then moved on and started making the face and just similar way making the face. This was kind of quick, at least the face part, because it was like small area. Yay. So I didn't need to spend whole day doing the face area also, and just using all the same paints. So to make this part slimy or the chest area, I actually used this acrylic paint top coat, matte no tag, not matte no tag, gloss no tag. They don't actually sell it at the moment, but it is like a cosplay purposes, like flexible top coating. So I just applied that straight on top of the areas where I wanted it to be shiny. So I didn't really like, I could have probably used some makeup product like castor sealer or other things like that to make it glossy, but since my whole body was full of liquid latex, like it doesn't really matter what I applied on top of it, so I did use that. And after that was dry, as you can see, it shines kind of nicely to make it look like a bit more like shinier texture and a bit more like slimier. And then I just applied a little bit more details onto the face, since I wasn't really happy how it looked. And also I did forget to paint the shrooms, so I'm just painting the shrooms with the orange and the yellow. And as for the face, I felt like there's not enough color and it looks a bit too blue and like skin colored. I did apply a bit of orange also to the kind of like highest point to make it look a bit brighter. And then on top of the face I did apply also the gloss no tag in some of the parts to make it look slimy. And to make the blood drips come off out of my mouth, I used the Mehron's red paint. I still think that the Mehron's red paint is the best color for blood, like the a bit darker red. There is like 2 reds usually, at least on the big palette, not the super bright, but this a bit darker. It is perfect color. And then I'm applying Ben Nye's Stage Blood and just putting it inside my mouth also, and just making like drips of the blood and basically covering like the Mehron paint on like with the Stage Blood. And the Stage Blood from Ben Nye's is like safe to eat or put it on your mouth. It tastes like mint, so it actually tastes kind of nice. Like the other bloods, like disgusting. I have tried that. I don't think they are mouth eatable proof. But these are kind of nice. Yeah, this is how it clicker turned out to be. I really love actually how it looks here, not really on the photos since the coloration is changed. And yeah, I hope this helps if you ever want to make clicker, although this takes a lot of work, so it depends where you would ever wear this or just make a makeup look on Instagram. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you on my next one. Bye bye!